Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering December 12th through the 18th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings, meaning whenever this video shows up for you, that is the time that the messages are meant for you. So welcome. We are in the week before Venus retrograde. So Venus retrograde happens about every 16 to 18 months or so. And so this week we may be experiencing the shifts in that energy. So Venus is the planet that represents love, beauty, and money. So she will station and go retrograde on the 19th of December. So you may experience challenges, or you may experience shifts in those areas in your life. Remember, anytime this energy comes up for you, it is the universal energy showing you where to turn the dial. You know, as we're moving in flow with life and we're co-creating with the universe, it's giving us opportunities to harness the energy of the astrology, to harness the energy of the planets, to harness the energy of the moon, to really grow and evolve spiritually. Remember, the more light you take in, the more love you take in, the more healing you're taking in the shifts, the more you're ascending, and that which is not a vibrational match or an alignment needs to come up and out. So we're in this dance of experiences, right? Challenges, adversity, but also growing by leaps and bounds. So I'm going to continue with the feminine energy this week, and I'm going to work with the Mother Mary cards. So I just got this deck. I think I've used it once before in these readings, and so this is the Mother Mary Oracle. So I'm going to pull an aspect of Mary this week as a guide. This is the sister deck to Lana's bigger deck. I've used these cards many times on this channel. So I'm going to use the sister deck this week, and all the messages are compiled on the cards. So I very much enjoy the pocket version of Alana's decks. And then we'll get into a message of healing from the Divine Abundance cards. And then your action steps this week will come from Mary, Queen of the Angels Oracle. And then your what you're being gifted with this week will come from the secret language of light. And then finally, we'll finish with an overall message from the Love and Light card. And these are my God cards. I connect with God, Source, Creator, and that will be the overall message for you this week. All right, so let's begin. Let me invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Divine Mother and Father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you this week. Specifically, I want to connect my heart to the heart of Mother Mary, Mary, Queen of the Angels, the sacred Divine Mother, Mother God. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, friends. So Mary, what aspect of you would be most beneficial for the Earth Angels this week, whenever they're guided to watch? What aspect of you would be most beneficial? All right, so we have two here. Beautiful. So we have this background. A lot of sacred fire in the heart chakra area. We've got some doves here, which are the energy of peace. So this card is Our Lady of Charity. I call upon my strongest children to aid those in need. I will empower your purpose and act through you. My powers are vast enough to keep you safe and protected no matter where you may be. Fear not and maintain your focus on me. Trust in your heart's journey and complete fulfillment. I'm guiding you, my beloved, that peace and wisdom may flourish upon this earth. I feel like this is a call to action. I feel like this is the mother energy being invoked as your purposes here on this planet, as there's more clarity that comes to you with regards to your purpose on this planet. I almost feel like this is a call to action card. It is maybe some of you will be called to be of service this week, to support people in need. Now remember, there's a difference between those that want to be fixed, saved, changed, and made better, and then there's an energy that is in a space of open to receiving comfort, support, what you have to offer and how you teach and how you inspire others, right? So Mother Mary is, I feel like she's saying, I'm going to guide you this week to be of service. And it's your generosity, it's your love, it's your compassion, it's your kindness that will support others. Let me see here. It says, I call upon my strongest children to aid those in need. And this can come in and happen in many different ways. It could be with your time. It could be with your energy. It could be monetarily. It could also be for you to fiercely take care of yourself this week. So let me see what the other aspect of Mary that wanted to come forth. So this is Mary with child. Again, we have more dove, peaceful energy. And this one is Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth. There are times when growth must happen so that you can continue your journey home. For you, beloved, this is such a time. Remember, you're not only being guided away from what has been, but also toward a new manifestation blessed by Our Lady. This is a secret gift, soon to be recognized, and it is instrumental in manifesting your complete spiritual fulfillment. So I feel like the tides are turning. So if you have been on this spiritual journey and you have been open to manifesting and creating, and you've been making changes in your life and you're evolving and you're shifting, but maybe you have felt challenge in self-esteem, worth, and value. Maybe you have been challenged or felt the adversity in purpose. Maybe there has been a lack of support, or maybe there has been struggles with in the financial arena. Maybe there's been insecurities with, as you move forward, things may not have aligned or unfolded as you wish. And I feel like, I want to remind you that we're creating here from new energy. And I feel like Mother Mary is reminding us this week that as we create a new energy, it can activate uncertainty, it can activate insecurities, and it can activate doubt that you're moving in the right direction. And I feel like that's why she wanted to validate here. So even though where you're at right now may not be the end game, it may not have been the goal, it may not have been what you thought. And again, I'm speaking to things that may not have worked out. I'm experiencing that, and I know through the people that I'm working with, there has been this energy of it's not what I thought it was going to be, or things don't seem to be working out. Remember, energy's moving really fast and things are shifting. So we're really kind of being asked to get into this, introspective, this place of introspection, and being able to trust in the leads, in the opportunities that are coming up. So I'm just seeing a lot of So I feel like there's a lot of people right now, especially earth angels, who are in this liminal space. I have talked about this before, but it's the space in between the endings and new beginnings. And I feel like that waiting energy, so many of you have gotten more clarity of that which you want in your life, that which you want to create. And again, it could be material, it could be monetary, but it also could be wanting to create more inner peace, wanting to create security, stability, wanting to create a harmony, or wanting to create fulfillment or purpose, right? And so you've been following the leads, and I also it's interesting too, because I also feel the Archangel Raphael, and he is the angel of miracles, where I feel like, for some of you out there, it's like he's saying, don't quit before the miracle, right? And I think this is where Mary is coming in this week, saying, I'm guiding you to be in service of other ways, because that which is coming to you may not be ready yet. So how can you be of service to others? And again, this isn't going looking for, can I help you? Can I fix you? Can I save you? Can I do more for you? This is more of waking up and saying, how may I be of service today? Please use me as a vessel to comfort, support, teach, and inspire others just by you being you. It could be conscious and present and holding a door for somebody, or letting somebody go at a stop sign, or maybe there's a mama in the store that has been overwhelmed, and maybe you could offer her a smile, or it's in the smallest of ways. It's really, we're activating this maternal energy on this planet, right? Of nurturing, soothing, comforting, compassionate, kindness energy, and that is the energy that the earth angels embody, but the world hasn't been ready for it, right? There's been a lot of tension. I know a lot of people have been experiencing a lot of tension when they go out into the world, right? So, I feel like Mother Mary is reminding you that you have this beautiful light, and she's protecting you, and you're going to be called to action this week, right? Again, we have this Venus retrograde energy. We're in the week before. So again, there can be shifts in the planet with regards to love, with regards to beauty, again, being able to see yourself or doing something kind for others who may be struggling with self-esteem. Sometimes just, if you really, truly, genuinely see somebody and they're wearing a sweater or they're wearing a shirt that's a beautiful color on them, tell them. If you feel like, offering some support for somebody can really make their day, you might be called in that sense, so I just feel like it's a week of service. But I want to remind you too, there's no need to overgive, overshare, and overdo if you're already depleted, right? So you can certainly be of service to humanity by getting extra sleep yourself, by nourishing yourself and taking care of yourself, right? Because when you feel good, the people around you feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. It's like the laws of energy, right? So, the Divine Mother wants to remind you that she is here for you if you're needing that maternal, nurturing, loving energy. You could just really lay down on your bed, or lay down on your couch, or lay down on the floor if you feel like you need the grounding, and just invite that energy to envelop you, right, until your heart, and then drop down into your heart mind and really stay there until you feel, again, love. You might be moved to tears. You might be moved to gratitude, or you may be divinely inspired, right? There's so many gifts in pause and stillness and rest, right? And silence. So some of you may need that this week, and others, you may have an abundance of energy. You may be feeling good, and you might be called to action this week to be of service. And when you're in a place of receiving, you give from the overflow. Beautiful. All right, so let's see here. What is your message of healing this week? Mother Mary, what is the message of healing this week for Earth Angels? 2. Love. Oh, I love it. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. So this speaks to the message that, if you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling tired and drained, going outside of yourself for that can lead to disappointment, right? Unrealistic expectations of people. So I feel like your message of healing this week is a reminder that love is. Love is here. Love is now. Love is within you. You are love. And when we feel that void, right? When we separate from that divine source, right? Because of worries, fears, doubts, right? Threats, shoulds, guilt, blame, shame. When we're imbued in those emotions, we drift farther away from the light. And so unconsciously or unknowingly, we could go to external things. Well, if you loved me, then you would, or we could go to I need this experience, this thing, this person, this idea. It has to work out, right? And so the universe is, and Mother Mary is reminding you this week that love, you are love. Love is within you. And this is where, right, the message right before this is being able to, if you're feeling that void and you find yourself wanting to pull from the outside or being disappointed by your world around you, being able to pause and lay down and being able to invite the Divine Mother in for the hug. So for me, my imagery when I connect with the Divine Mother is I imagine her on this beautiful throne in the kingdom of heaven, and she's in that beautiful blue and white dress and robe. And I just imagine that I'm a little girl and I just climb up on her lap and I put my head on her chest and she just holds me. And that's my imagery. And that's my hug. That's my hug from heaven. That's my meditation when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know, there's a lot of uncertainty. That's how I connect with this energy of love, and I stay there until I feel blessed, until I feel gratitude, until I feel connected and supported. So some of you, the mere act of going within can be how you connect with love this week and how you can be of service to humanity, right? Because then that energy radiates out. So your second message of healing is your path. It says, "Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and my illusions." Again, this speaks to the message when I was talking about things working out or experiences working out or not. Maybe some of you have started things and, things didn't go according to plan, or maybe some of you are really working on that faith and that trust and following the leads and practicing being fulfilled here and now in the moment. So again, I'm speaking to, there might be disappointments, there may be challenges that come up with, I just feel people, places, things, and ideas not going according to plan or working out. Trust that. So hold on here. So instead of being focused on what didn't work out and what didn't go according to plan, I feel like the divine is reminding you to ask the questions. What did I learn from this experience? Who am I because of it? And how do I move forward from here? So sometimes we have experiences, maybe we're inspired to do something, but yet we wouldn't have learned what we learned if we weren't on that path. And so remember, the path of the spiritual journey is ever evolving and shifting and changing. It is not a straight line. It is not A to B, right? There's a lot of twists and turns, and that's what could be the most fun, right? But again, if we're in the place of worries, fears, and doubts, that's where the challenges and the fears and the illusions come up. What's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? What steps do I need to take? I almost feel like some of you may be exhausted from, oh, now I got to do this, and oh, now I've got to do this, and this will get me where I want to be, and this will get me in this place. And I feel like if you can pause this week and just ponder on where you are now and how you've gotten there, and looking at challenges and adversity in a way of curiosity, looking at it from a different perspective and saying, okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to get there, but what have I learned because of this experience? What have I learned from this person, situation, this idea, these actions? What have I learned about myself, and who am I now because of it? How have you changed? How have you evolved? It's a great inquiry question, especially being at the end of this 5-year. It's a really great time to ponder how you've grown this year. And then again, we're in this liminal space of, a lot has ended, and yet the new beginnings haven't yet come yet. So we're in this space of reflection and pause. And sometimes, especially with Earth Angels, we think if we're not taking action in some way that we may be forgotten, or that we might miss an opportunity. But I feel like there's a lot of you in recovery this week. So if you've been working on yourself, it makes sense why so much on yourself. It might make sense why Mother Mary may be calling you to be in service of others, right? I've been in this entire year has been introspective for me. It has been, I've very much been a hermit. I've very much been a recluse. I've very much been in this place of introspection and healing and growing. And yet I'm always reminded that when I'm in service, when I'm called to be of service to clients, or being at the right place at the right time because it inspires somebody, or it lights somebody up, or they remember the divine, right, through what I've offered, I'm reminded that that I am divine personified, and I do get called to action. And so you may be in a space where you've been in that recluse, that place of deep healing, evolving and growing, and it may be time to get out and share that light, share that love, share that generosity, share that abundance of energy with others. When we're in service to others and when we help, it really does fill us up. There needs to be a balance with it, right? All right, so your action steps this week. What action steps can the Earth Angels take this week? Mother Mary, what action steps can the Earth Angels take this week to support their healing? Joy. Yay. So by enjoying this moment, I'm giving thanks to God for my life. Yes. So again, being, right? Being to the divine personified, being love, right? Trusting in source, in the power that's working through you, that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, can invoke that energy of joy, and then that radiates out to others. So your action steps: enjoy this moment and give thanks to God for your life, right? Sometimes that is the best way to be a gift to the world, is to be in gratitude. I very much enjoy my life. I very much appreciate all the experiences I've had this year. And I want to remind you that it is okay to be in sadness, frustration, confusion, and also be in joy, fulfillment, peace, inner peace, right? When we become more conscious and present within ourselves, especially those that are divine feminine dominant, you've got to remember to put that "and" in, right? I'm also seeing like the past here. So if you have been dwelling consciously or unconsciously in the past, shoulda, coulda, woulda, how, when, what if, things like that. If you've been dwelling in the mind, it can rob us of our joy. And I feel like that's where the message is coming back to the present moment, right? Spending time with the Divine Mother in love can also activate that joy. So maybe some of you have been kind of stuck in a rut. Maybe you've just kind of been feeling the full gamut of emotions and you're needing something to shift, right? To get you out of the funk that you've been in. Remember, you're not alone. There's so much happening, right? And so just the inquiry question of what have I learned from these experiences? Who am I because of it? And how do I move forward from it can activate inspiration. It can activate passion. It can activate aha moments and awarenesses, which brings up joy, right? The divine wants you to be able to laugh and play and sing and dance, especially in this Sagittarius energy, right? Saggies are playful, they're fun, they're adventurers, they're, it's that archer, that arrow energy, that forward energy. So it's just like you see this image of like a bungee cord, or it's like a slingshot holding where you're being held back, but it's only a matter of time before you skyrocket forward. So what brings you joy? Even, there's gratefuls, but I've also incorporated in what am I grateful for? Joyfuls. What brings me joy? So I have this beautiful orchid, or I had this beautiful orchid. The flowers are starting to shed, but I had this beautiful orchid, and I would just look at it in the morning, basking in the sunlight, and that would bring me joy. A child laughing would bring me joy. I have been watching puppy videos, and those have brought me so much joy, right? So maybe really embodying and looking around, being in the present, like what right now, here and now is bringing you joy, right? And joy is like that feeling in your body. It's the feeling in your chest. It's like that sunshine. It radiates from your heart out. I'm also seeing, I don't know if you guys remember the Teletubbies, but in the Teletubbies show, there was a sunshine that was always a baby laughing. And that to me is like the epitome of joy. So that's your action this week. Filling yourself with joyfuls. What brings you joy? And remember, not necessarily in your mind, but feeling it in your body. How are you giggling? How are you laughing? How are you playful? Yes. I am driving around my neighborhoods. When I'm driving around my neighborhoods at night, I'm seeing all the Christmas lights and the way people decorate their homes. I'm in awe of it. I love the creativity. I love to just walk around or drive around and just see like the joy in people's homes and how they've decorated their homes, even from like a spotlight on a Christmas wreath in the front door to the full gamut of lights in an entire yard. That to me right now has been bringing me joy, or I feel joy when I experience those things. So how can you shift your attention this week from what hasn't worked out or what's yet to come to the complete joy and love in the present moments? Oh, I love that. That's great. All right, so let me see here. What are you being gifted with this week? When you're called to service, experience love and joy, faith. Let's see. What are you being gifted with this week? Mother Mary. What are Earth Angels being gifted with this week? 2. No. Yes. All right. You're being gifted with visualize. Card number 8. So you may get brilliant ideas. You may have some dreams that may be an answer to the next steps for you. Again, visualizing how you want to feel, what you'd like to experience. 8 is a number of abundance. So whatever that means to you, whether abundance for some people is time, abundance to some people is the gift of family and time with family. Abundance for others are financial security and financial stability. Abundance for others is laughter and play. Abundance can be creating, right? Maybe you have an abundance of supplies where you can create something. Maybe you have an abundance of friendships and support in your life. Really focusing your attention on that. Visualizing I feel like visualizing the energy you want to feel more of in your life. So 8s can also shine a light on the loops, the cycles, the patterns, the cycles, the patterns, the loops that we're on. So in meditation, you can also ask Mother Mary to show you where things need to shift, to show you what you're not seeing. Like maybe you're challenged with a situation and you're having a really hard time moving past that like funk or moving past that place of feeling stuck. And so you can ask Mother Mary this week to show you what you're not seeing, where to focus your energy, and you can get that through visualizations. So again, you're being gifted with aha moments. Again, this could be third eye. It could be pictures in your mind. It could be things that you actually see in the world that invokes inspirations or aha moments. So again, I keep feeling the messages of being present this week, being vigilant, being aware. So you're also being gifted with color, the card number 40. So color for me is that even that word is connected to the divine feminine energy. These cards are so beautiful. And so again, if you're a creative person and you're feeling that energy, this could literally mean you're being gifted with time to color this week. But color to me is the feminine energy. So I see masculine energy like the black lines of art, right? If you just have black lines on a canvas, it can be beautiful, of course. But it's the integration of the color that makes art, right? And that to me is the feminine energy, the softness. Now, if you just had a canvas that was just full of color, of course it could be beautiful, but it also could be overwhelming. So when you add lines and structure to the color, again, it creates art. So here's the thing. If you have been in the masculine energy, actions, doing, responsibility, A to B, goals, I feel like you're being gifted with color this week. Color in the feminine energy, which is playfulness, which is flow, which is maybe you'll see signs this week. It's been really fun with, it being like it's been really fun with seeing the 4s. I happened to catch it was 10/10 on December 10th. I happened to catch that, and it was super fun. I was able to screenshot it real quick, and again, that brings me laughter and play. We were just entering the 12/12 portal, which is another strong gateway of energy. So if you're actually watching this on the 12th, this could be a really great time to harness these energies of love, joy, get some clarity on your path. How may you be of service to others, right? It might be a really great time for meditation and visualizations. It's all coming from that divine feminine essence. Card number 4 here. 4 is like the worker bee energy. It's like the get back to work energy. And in life purpose, it embodies stability and process, right? So know that when you color an actual picture, it's a process. One color leads to another color, leads to another color. But a lot of times when we've got a big picture to color, we can get really challenged in the middle. Like, oh, I'm getting bored with this, or oh, there's still a lot left. And you kind of have to push through the middle. So many of you could be in that space of your process, right? It could be like mundane, or, you're kind of losing interest or losing steam, but keep moving through. It's like a coloring picture. Like your end game is wanting the colored picture to be complete, right? So many of you, I feel like, maybe in the middle of your process, and maybe you're fading, the energy's dying out a little bit. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to walk away, have some fun, and then come back to whatever you've been quote unquote working on. So add a little color in your life. Some of you, maybe this week you're being gifted with being inspired to wear colorful clothing, right? We're in the holiday season, and it's a really great time for reds and greens and blues and silvers and golds and sparkling lights and things like that. So how can you literally bring more color into your life this week? All right, final message. All right, God, what message of love do you have for your earth angels this week? What message of love do you have for your earth angels this week? Using loving strength and discernment. Use loving strength and discernment. I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. So this speaks to some of the messages that I was talking about earlier. Hold on, let me just move these over. It speaks to the messages that I was talking about earlier about the void, right? Like doing something to get something, or feeling the lack of love and going externally to fill that void. May it be food, may it be television, maybe it be, relationships that aren't contributing to the quality of life that you're creating for yourself. We've got to know, we've got to see it, we've got to be aware of it in order to shift it. And that's what this whole year has been about. It's been about seeing what's not working, what we don't want through the experiences. And it's giving you an opportunity to say, hey, great, that didn't work out, but it's given me clarity on what it is that I do want. And so you want to focus on those energies. And so God is saying, focus your attention on me, practicing discernment with why you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. I really want to get to the book here for a second. Where is the book? All right, let's see here. So the message here, it says, although you're a kind and generous person, you also need to practice having healthy boundaries. Yep, this is your message of love this week. This is something that earth angels are challenged with. This is what many of us experience. It says the key here is love, right? This is such a powerful message that has really radiated through this. Are we doing things out of fear or expectations or guilt? Or are we doing it out of pure, genuine joy and love? So it says here, wisdom is knowing instinctively when saying no or yes is a loving choice. In life, we often feel torn between doing what others want us to do and doing what we know is right for us. We all have the ability to be discerning, but it takes great strength to deploy this skill. especially when others are pressuring us, like practicing discernment. Perhaps in childhood, we experienced peer pressure that sent us in an undesirable direction. From these experiences, we can learn to make better choices in the future. So God says this week, praying for loving discernment is a good start. When we allow the wisdom of God to enter our hearts, we find the inner strength to use discernment for the highest good of all. We also find it easier to create and maintain healthy boundaries. Beautiful. So it's okay, especially with this being like a build up to Christmas for so many. There can be a lot of expectations and responsibilities that can be overwhelming. So if you're needing to set those boundaries and say no thank you, or turn down invitations because you need some time and you need some rest, then I feel like God is saying that it's important to practice discernment in that. It's important to be able to say no to the things that you want to say no to and yes to the things that you want to say yes to, right? This does not mean that, we have responsibilities for sure, right? So if you're paying rent or a mortgage, that needs to be paid. That is a root chakra survival, hands down, number one priority. If you have children, mouths to feed, priority. So, this doesn't mean don't do those things. It means that getting some clarity on what your basic needs are and what's important, what your values are. And then anything that's not in alignment with that, anything that's not supporting and contributing to that quality of life, or anything that's not nourishing and speaking positive love over you, may not be the time for that to be in your life. So I'm not saying calling people and saying your energy no longer serves me anymore, so you can't be in my life. I am saying through these cards, the divine is saying, get busy doing the things that light you up. Get busy doing the things that nourish your soul. And sometimes that is time alone. That is not picking up the phone. That is closing the door. That is not adding those 5 and 10 extra things to your schedule. Remember, when you're prickly, you're feeling hot, when you're feeling spicy, it's not necessarily contributing to the healthy energy in the world. So, taking care of yourself is first and foremost. And so if you're having a hard time saying no because of guilt or of shame, being able to ask the divine for assistance and support. Who knows, maybe by you saying no, something else will work out for that person or that experience even better, right? Sometimes, with needing to know everything that's going on, it can be very overwhelming. So, I have experience by me making adjustments in my life and setting boundaries and being conservative with my time and energy. It has shifted things outside of me, and I've experienced or have seen people evolve and grow and learn in many other different ways, right? So we're in this place of evolution, transformation. A lot of things are shifting. So what can you release that's no longer serving you? And what can you draw your attention to? And if you're not sure, I feel like God is saying, call me in and I will assist you. I will assist you. Again, when we're serving people out of fear and out of guilt or shame, it's very hard to hear the word of God flowing through us, right? So you want to be in that space of generosity, of love, of service. And again, also too, speaking to the message up here, Mother Mary can also support you with that this week. Remember, she's saying, I am guiding you, my beloved, that peace and wisdom may flourish upon this earth, right? So practicing discernment as we come full circle on what is worthy and deserving of your time and your energy. if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, chances are you are. And that is a hard thing to face. I feel it in my stomach. I've definitely experienced that many times throughout my life, but I also know I contributed to it and I allowed it for my own personal, reasons. So, there's a lot that's changing in these last few weeks as we go into we prepare to go into the 6th universal year 2022. So there's still kind of a flushing out of energy. So your divine assignment, I feel like, is being present, being aware, being open, filling with love and joy before you even go out into the world, before you even put your feet down on the floor. Right? Because then throughout the day, you'll be guided with words of wisdom. You'll be guided with insights. You'll be guided with empowerment and love to make the best decisions for yourself and your family if you are a caretaker of your family. Beautiful messages. So I hope there's a lot of energy going on with this reading. I just feel like there's a lot of energy in general. So please just take in what resonates. Maybe one card or maybe one or two really resonates to your situation. So really just take in the experience that resonates with you. You can always come back later in the week, or you can always come back at a different time, or go back to any of the readings that they might offer you different guidance, right? You might receive the messages in a different way. This also may be planting seeds. I find that sometimes, my intention isn't to be a fortune teller or, a psychic. That's not necessarily how, I market myself. I'm more of a spiritual advisor, interfaith minister, gifted medium, and, I help people in their challenges in life right here and now. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gifted with insight for what's to come for some people. And so sometimes these readings can be supporting you. Maybe you're not experiencing this now, but it may be something that's coming for you. So it's planting the seeds that you may or may not know to support your future self. So I also intend that energy as well. All right, well, let me close space for us this week. Let me thank all our guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you this week, especially the Mother Mary energy. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, so before we wrap up, I am going just to share a few announcements. So I have made some adjustments with where I spend my time and energy, and I have decided that I am going to really utilize my email list to stay in touch. I don't see myself going back on certain platforms where, I was just spending a lot of time and energy. So, I want to spend my time and energy in places where people want to be. So if you are interested in any offerings that I might have, I am recording guided meditations. I did just record my first guided meditation. It is an Archangel bedtime meditation. And I will be offering that free to those that are on my email list. And so I will be adding things like that and putting out regular newsletters. And, because people who are on my email list want to be there and you want to receive and you're open to, support and guidance. So I will be using that more. I will be posting more on Insight Timer. So that is a meditation app, and I am a teacher on there. And I do have my Archangel podcast that I recorded a few years ago. So if you love the angels, that link is also in the description box below. And so I'm just adjusting where I spend my time and energy and how I share. So if you want to sign up for my email and get a newsletter on a regular basis, you can go to my website at gladysellen.com. And in order to do that, you can sign up for the free how to ask the angels for assistance, and then you'll get a free document, and then you'll be on my newsletter. So and then also too, right here on YouTube, I hope to be sharing that meditation on YouTube. I just have to figure out the technology. So right now I can do it through my newsletter, and I will be putting out a newsletter this week, sometime this week. So, and then it will be in future newsletters as well. So if you get this later on and you sign up for my newsletter, I hope to add that guided meditation into the regular newsletter. So anyway, things are like that are happening. I'm hoping to start podcasting again. I'm hoping to start teaching again. But I just wanted to share some of those announcements. All right. Well, I'm going to close up for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.